In this lesson, we'll learn how to set tabs in Microsoft Office Word. There are several ways to set tabs. The easiest way is to use the ruler. Let's start by making sure your ruler is visible. Above your vertical scroll bar to the right-hand side of your screen is the View Ruler button. Mouse over the View Ruler button and click it to make sure your rulers are visible. If you click it again, your rulers go away. Click it again and it turns them back on. Now, to the left side of the ruler, you have the Tab Alignment button. The Tab Alignment button by default is set to create a left tab. If you click the Tab Alignment button, it goes to a Centered tab option. And then click again, it's a Right tab option. Decimal tab if you click again. The Bar tab. And then if you click again, you get the first line indent and also the left indent marker options on the Tab Alignment button. Click again until you get the left tab alignment. And then let's set a tab by clicking at the 1-inch mark on the ruler. Notice your ruler now shows a little L symbol, a left tab symbol. Now, let's click until we get to a bar tab. And let's create a 2-inch bar tab. And notice a bar tab puts a line on the screen. Let's also create a 4.5-inch bar tab. Let's create a centered tab at the 3.25-inch mark and a right tab at the 6.25-inch mark. Now, let's tab and type in your name. Tab again and type in your last name. Tab again and type in a number. Let's do 12.345. And then let's press enter and tap the next row of information. Enter and type in the next row of information. Okay, now if you notice, the left tab lines text up to the left. The center tab lines text up, it centers it relative to the tab marker or the tab stop position. And the right tab lines things up on the right. To edit tabs, select the text, the lines of text, and we can quickly edit tabs by double-clicking one of the tab markers on the ruler. Double-click the first tab marker. This opens the Tabs dialog box. The Tabs dialog box lets us change or edit the tab stop position. Lets us edit where the default tab stops will be. By default, if you don't set any tabs, when you press the tab key, tabs are automatically set at every 1/2 inch. You can change that default option if you'd like. We change the tab alignment, and then we can also set leaders, which are dots or dashes or lines that help to guide your eyes or lead your eyes across the row of tabbed information. Anytime we make a change in the tabs dialog box, if we want the change to take effect, we have to click the set button. So let's do that now. Let's edit some tabs. First off, the bar tab is at the 2-inch marker. Let's take away the bar tab. Let's clear this tab. Click on the 2-inch tab and click the clear button. The 3.5-inch tab is a centered tab. Let's make that a right tab. And let's set a number 2 dot leader and click Set. Let's click on the 6.25-inch tab, and this is the one we have our numbers. So instead of a right tab, let's set a decimal tab so that all of our numbers are lined up mathematically correct by the decimal point. And let's also set a dot leader on this tab and click Set. And then let's click OK. Now we see that the bar tab has disappeared. Our left tab is remaining. Our centered tab was changed to a right tab, so our names are lined up to the right. And look at the decimal tab. The decimal tab lines information up according to the decimal point. So instead of it being all right aligned, they're lined up according to the decimal point. Now, we still have this bar tab. We could go back into the tabs dialog box to get rid of this bar tab, or we can quickly get rid of it by clicking on the tab marker on the ruler and dragging it off of the ruler. To remove tabs, click on the tab marker and drag it, simply just drag it off of the ruler. Notice that that marker no longer exists, and your tab down here, your bar tab, has disappeared. Let's remove the decimal tab here. Click and drag. When we remove the decimal tab, then our tabbed information, because we've hit the tab key here, will go to the nearest default tab setting, which, as stated before, is at the nearest half-inch mark. Let's undo our change to get our tabbed information back. Hit End to go to the end of your tabbed list and press Enter twice. Another way to set tabs is to go into the paragraph dialog box and then click the tabs button to launch the tabs dialog box. So click the paragraph dialog box launcher, click on the tabs button, and here you get this dialog box again. The faster way, of course, is to just double click a tab marker on the ribbon. We have a new set of information, so we're going to clear all of the tabs. And notice our tab stop positions are now gone. And we're going to set new tabs by typing them directly into the tabs dialog box. Let's set a new tab at the 2-inch mark. Let's make it a left tab, no leader, and let's set the tab. Let's set a tab at the 3.25-inch mark. Set a tab leader. Let's do a dashed leader for this information. And let's make it a centered tab. And click Set. And last, let's set a 5.5-inch tab. Right aligned. The dashed leaders, and Set, and click OK. Let's key in some information at our new tabs. Okay, now these are our titles. Press Enter. And let's key in our tabbed information. Now we have our tabbed information. Now let's do some things. On this first line for the headings, it really doesn't look right with the leaders on our headings. So let's change some things. Let's click this line, click out in the left margin to select the whole line, and let's edit the tab settings. Double click on one of the tab markers to open the tabs dialog box, and for the 3.25-inch tab, let's take away the leaders and set. And let's do the same thing for the 5.5-inch tab. Change it to no leaders and set. And let's change this one to a centered tab and click set. And the 3.25-inch tab, let's change it to a 4-inch tab. And then click OK. Now, things are looking a little better, but let's work with this information. To move a tab to a new location, all you have to do, well, 3, 2, 1. And now let's work with our information a little more. To move a tab to a new location, all you really have to do is click on the tab marker and drag it to the new location. Let's click on the 3.25-inch tab marker and let's move it over a ½ inch to the 3.75-inch location. Okay, so we moved this information in this column to a new location. Let's select this information here, double click, and let's edit to put the leaders back on. And while we're here, let's go ahead and move this over, this marker at the 5.25 inch or 5.5 inch mark. Let's move it over 1 mark on the ruler to see if it looks a little more lined up. Okay, so our information looks a little more centered that way. And that is the basics of setting tabs using your ruler or the tabs dialog box.